Hello, this video comes to give you a kind of encouragement, and I thank those of you who are encouraging me to continue making the videos. I do it because I believe that we can survive the crisis that is disturbing us. There are crises everywhere in the world, but I believe that we can overcome all these things. People have suffered more difficult things and they overcame. So we shouldn't give up. We must be strong. But part of that is for us to ask ourselves questions. How do we solve our problems? It's not just enough praying. Praying is very, very good and very important. But we must ask questions. We must do something. We must think. That is why God gave us common sense to think, ability to think. We must come together and talk about our problems and seek for ways out. What we are doing in some places, just talking negatively or without any constructive solution will not help anyone. We need to also think of solutions to our problems. It is not just for us, but our children, so that our children will have a very healthy society to live in. At least they can learn from our mistakes. The worst thing that will happen is that we'll suffer, and after we suffer, our children will grow up and also suffer. That is the worst. But if we can suffer and our children can learn from our mistakes and live a better in a better society, that would be good. I want to talk today, which is Friday, about what I call the capital sins. These capital sins are the things that I see that have eaten deep into our society and they are causing other problems. And what I want to talk about today is what I call bullying. Bullying. You must have known something called bullying. It is a common phenomenon in the schools where bigger children bully the younger ones. That is physical bullying. Some of us experience that. It is a very, very traumatic something. When you are bullied, when you have a bully in your class or your child has a bully in the school, your child gets afraid anytime he thinks of going to school. It can be very, very traumatic. The child gets threatened. Some parents don't even know. Sometimes your child doesn't want to go to school. He's afraid of going to school. He's also afraid of even telling you that somebody is bullying him in the school until you have to by yourself find out. So bullying can damage people's life. It can destroy a child's future. It can make a child to become permanently um, depressed and nobody will even know what is going on. So it's a very bad thing that every society tries to control. But in our society, I have looked and see that the problem we have in our society is that bullying has become the way of life. Many people are bullies and many are being bullied every day on many grounds. Whenever I talk, I like even starting from uh, religious ground, even churches, because I am there. You see bullying even in the churches. Uh, I discovered that some people prefer to go for service sometimes early morning when it is dark. And I've asked one of them, I said, why don't you go for the masses? She answered that she doesn't have clothes. I said, what do you mean by you don't have clothes? But you come for early mass. Says because it was normally during dark times. And so nobody will see whatever somebody is wearing. And now you see a kind of what I call fashion of bullying. People bullying somebody with their clothes. People feel that if they don't dress well and come, others who dress better, they will not feel uncomfortable. They will feel as if they are nobody. That is a kind of a social bullying, what I call social bullying. I will tell you how bullying is functioning in our society. There was a woman that came to me one time. She was pregnant. She asked me to pray for her that she didn't want to go through operation to deliver her child. I said, okay, no problem. But have you gone to hospital? She said yes, she has gone. And actually, the doctor was telling her that it has to be through cesarean operation. I said, okay, I'll pray for you. The important thing is that you are alive and your child is alive. that some people even prefer to go through cesarean. She said no, that she doesn't want to go through cesarean operation. I said, why? I'm not praying for you to go through that, but if that is the best way for you to survive and your child to survive, my interest is that you are alive and your child is alive. She said no. I now wanted to know what is the problem. Are you afraid of operation or because of the cost or whatever? It's not the cost. It's not that she is afraid. That she didn't want to tell me the reason initially. And so I pressed and pressed. She now opened up. She was actually having some issues with a neighbor in the compound because the first child she gave birth through operation also. So she was having quarrel with a neighbor, and the neighbor, one of the insults the neighbor gave her was, "It's not enough being pregnant. It is when you give birth like a woman without going through operation, we know that you're a woman." That is it. So this woman was trying to prove to her neighbor that she can give birth without operation, even against doctor's advice. And I had to sit her down. Sis, sit down. You have problem. If you die trying to give birth because you want to prove to your neighbor that you're a woman, have you proved anything? She was looking. So this is what happens to many of us. People try to prove because you've been bullied verbally. Somebody has said something bad to you. Somebody has told you you are this. Somebody has given you a kind of verbal distortion that makes you feel anytime you remember it that you're not a human being. So you're looking for any way at all to prove that you're a human being. And this is what happens now that we're approaching Christmas time. You see a lot of crimes, you see a lot of killings, you see a lot of, I don't know how to explain it. Everybody wants to meet up. What are people doing? So that when they go home to the village, to not be as if they are the only people who are poor. So that people will not bully them with what they have. So that they will go with car. So that they will buy new clothes. Some even when they remember what they were experiencing in the village, they will not go to a village because they felt when they go without a car, somebody will look down on them and say, "Oh, you have not don't have car yet." My dear, our society is in a very big problem. It's not even our poverty that is our problem. It is this bullying things. You have seen some people buying even what they don't need because they just want to prove to other people that they can. Okay, if I come to the area of some female who want to get married by all means just because somebody has told them you're always in your father's house, you won't get married, that verbal bullying. And you see people going to any length because of this kind of things. It's pitiable. You see people trying to increase the size of what they have, get more titles so that they will appear bigger than others who are bullying them with titles. And I say it happens everywhere. I have seen what happens even among Christian churches. You come to a place, there is a church here. Another man wants to open a church. He comes either opposite that same church, which is also a Christian church, or even by the side, and opens another church. That is not a problem. The problem is he now mounts a very mighty megaphone so that when he is praying or ministering, people in this church will not even hear what they are doing again. Just to let them know that you are a bigger church. Sometimes you now organize a mega crusade, whatever, just to make sure that this big church or whatever, whoever is going there feels small. That's what I call bullying. It happens all over our societies. People bully with their titles, people bully you with the cars, the size of the cars. Sometimes I have seen when there is a little quarrel between people, the next question you see, do you know who I am? Do you know where I come from? Do you know my name? You know, all this kind of thing. Look around in the society. Why I'm saying this is sometimes we don't even know what is wrong with us. Many people die. Many people live a hopeless life. Many people get into trouble because they are trying to avoid a bullying society. a society that always lets them know that they are nobody. Those who have traveled outside the country can see what happens in some other country. You don't even know who is a rich person. You don't know who is a big man. You can see a well-bred somebody riding bicycle. So bullying is not allowed. It's in every society, but it's not pronounced. But in a society whereby everything is used as an instrument of bullying, people find different ways to show themselves, including diabolical means. That is why in our society there are a lot of diabolism, because there is a way you bully somebody, the person will want to get rid of you by any means. It is a reality. One of the things that is killing our society is this bullying mentality. I see it as a capital sin. We must stand up against bullying culture. Bullying culture. It is this bullying culture that is destroying our society. There is a governor that says something that when he was on the seat, that he didn't have all these big entourage, governor's entourage, and I laughed. Why I laughed is because it's not everybody that can do that. Why would they not do it? When you go for governor's meeting, other governors are having 15 entourage. Of course, they'll be looking at all those things. On your own, you have only five. It looks as if your own governorship is smaller than others. This is common mentality we have, and it's destroying us. Some people, whenever they come to a gathering, you see what they are comparing is what people are wearing, the shoe. They'll be looking, they are looking around to know what are you wearing. Some people, when they visit your village or they come to your place, they are looking around. Which kind of house do you have? Is it a big house? Is it a small house? That is why some people go and build a house that they can't even live in. You build mighty houses, you're not even living there. You go and build five houses, you can't even live in all of them. This is result of bullying, because most times what happens is whenever you are bullied, you tend to also become a bully. It's a kind of psychological thing. Most people who bully are also people who are afraid they have been bullied. So they tend to also bully other people. With other enemies they will use to do it, they will do it. And you see, that is what creates enmity and hatred. If you are bullying somebody, the person doesn't want you to succeed. The person wants you to come down to his level. And that is also why we can't help ourselves, because you feel that if you help somebody to grow, the person will use it against you. Bullying is a very bad societal thing. And this is why sometimes I think we'll begin to de-emphasize certain things like titles, bigness, and all those things. Of course, when you have bully mentality or victim mindset, even if somebody builds a house, you get afraid. You begin to do guy for me now because he has built a house. And you begin to resent the person's progress. We are living in a society that is very, very much deep in the culture of bullying. That is why we don't even look at people who are nobody, like cripples, people that are handicapped. Nobody is even thinking about them. Their societies say go. Even people who are sort of handicapped, they do whatever any other person is doing. But in a society, because of bullying, people even hide their people that are having some challenges. Hide them, don't want anybody to see them, because it will also reduce your own esteem, because we are living in a culture of bullying. Everywhere you go, people come, they are looking at what kind of car did you come with. This is why people even go and hire cars, want to do wedding. You hire a car that you know that you never ride in your life, because your friends are coming and they will check what car is his husband driving, what car is wife driving, what kind of wedding veil is he wearing, what kind of shoe did she wear. Sometimes people have serious problem because of these things that are not serious. And check our culture. It has entered everywhere. Even when we bury people, people still want to do so that others will know that they bury their own person in a very big way. I've heard that people even go to borrow cow. They borrow cow to tie cow around their burial place. and after they will send it back. So that those who come will say, there are many cows during the burial. It's funny, but it's a very serious thing. It is a very, very serious thing. That is why even those who are rich in the society are not trying to help anybody. Even those who have made it are not trying to help anybody because they are trying to meet up to other people who are bullying them. If they ride one car and somebody rides a bigger one, they want to get one which is even bigger than that one. Whether they need that car or not is not an important thing. That is why you can go to some people garage, you see cars upon cars, you be asking, are these people, are they okay? But it's a bullying society. And some people don't know how to handle bullying. Once you bully them, they find a way of letting you know that they are bigger than you. So they want to gather things they don't need just to appear big on the outside because they have been bullied and they are afraid of bullying. So I think we need to stand up against that culture, especially those who are growing up. Let the children who are growing have a good psyche because these are destructive to the psyche. And when you are into that, you don't know how it is affecting you. You'll be doing so many things, crazy things, just to meet up. Sometimes people die trying to measure up, trying to meet up, trying not to be bullied by society. So we must find ways of standing up against the bullying culture. That is what I intend doing on Fridays to discuss bullying. And at least from what I've said, you can notice when people are bullying you, you know what to do. You know these are bullies. You can stand up to any bully. But don't be a bully because many times people try to stand against bullies by becoming bully. There was a time armed robbers were terrorizing a place in the east, and there was this Bakassi that were introduced, and people were happy with them initially because they started their terror also controlling the robbery and crimes. But after some times, they turned to become more deadly than people they came to control. And that is what happens. Sometimes people, in order to stand up against bullying, they decide to become bully themselves. They bully others. And that is the problem. So we have what we call cycle of evil. You were poor before, and now you force yourself to come out of poverty. Then the same thing you suffered as a poor person, you are now doing it to the poor people now around you, which means you have turned a bully also. So let us stand up against that bullying culture. I'm going to talk about many things we can do to checkmate this issue of bullying because if we don't do, it's going to destroy our society. It is going to destroy it. If you go to many advanced nations, they make sure that bullying is not allowed. They find ways of not allowing people to use their status or titles or position to make others feel inferior or they are nobody. I made this video to encourage you because I believe in you. I believe we can make a society a better place. I believe that our problem is not poverty or whatever. Our problem is majorly our mindset and our culture and our attitude. Stay strong. It's well.